33-year-old Samoan icon calls Roman Reigns Big USO in an epic post on Instagram. Hello guys. Welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. A 33-year-old Samoan icon posted a photo alongside the OTC, Roman Reigns, and seemingly acknowledged the former Universal Champion by calling him Big USO on Instagram. Roman Reigns has seemingly been on a hiatus once again as the year comes to a close. We last saw him in late November at Survivor Series War Games, and that may have given a hint at what lies next for him. However, he has been doing some charitable volunteer work in his downtime, and he has seemingly crossed paths with heavyweight boxer Joseph Parker, a Kiwi of Samoan heritage. In a post acknowledging the OTC, the 33-year-old Parker called him Big USO. What's next for Roman Reigns in WWE? It's hard to tell what lies ahead for Reigns in WWE, at least in the immediate future. There has been quite a bit of criticism from fans around the way Reigns has been handled in 2025, despite headlining WrestleMania yet again. This is perhaps because it has been his weakest year creatively since 2019, and his part-time status didn't help. Twitter, for example, the Roman Reigns returns graphic has been completely memified due to the number of returns he's had this year. It appeared to be a start-stop pattern, and considering that the company's entire program revolved around him for a few years, anything less would feel underwhelming. Regardless, his last appearance was at Survivor Series 2025, where his team lost to Team Vision. Despite CM Punk being the one to get pinned, there seems to be a lot of mutual respect between him and Roman Reigns, which perhaps stems from their joint hatred of Paul Heyman and the Vision. However, all was not well with Cody Rhodes, and the end of Survivor Series. War Games saw Reigns tell the American Nightmare that they would never team up again. Rhodes seemed to feel the same way, but Drew McIntyre has sidetracked him. Perhaps the trilogy match against Reigns is inevitable, and that could be the direction for WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas as tensions begin to emerge again. For now, Cody Rhodes will be going through 3 stages of hell in his next WWE Championship defense in early 2026. 3 clear signs that Roman Reigns will return to WWE as a heel in 2026. Roman Reigns is currently on a hiatus from WWE. The original Tribal Chief suffered a loss at Survivor Series, War Games 2025, and has yet to make his presence felt since then. The WWE Universe is eagerly waiting for the return of the head of the table. However, 3 clear signs suggest Roman Reigns will return to WWE as a heel in 2026. In this article, let's have a look at those signs in detail. Over the past few months, Roman Reigns has only suffered losses in his matches. He not only lost in the War Games match, but also before that, he lost to Bronson Reed. The OTC losing in matches isn't usual, and it's a subtle sign of Reigns' heel turn in the company. When Roman was a heel, he dominated the Stamford-based promotion and defeated many veterans. Frustrated with his recent loss, Reigns may decide to turn heel whenever he returns to WWE in 2026. When Team CM Punk suffered the loss in the men's War Games match, Roman had a heated face-off with undisputed champion Cody Rhodes. The OTC made it clear that this was the last time he would team up with the American Nightmare. He will cross paths with him in a potential world title match. Roman putting the prodigal son on notice appears to be a hint that the former Bloodline leader will return as a heel in 2026. The USOs are back in WWE's tag team division. In the absence of the OTC, the USOs declared they are back in the company's tag team division. Jey Uso realized he was better in a tag team with his real-life brother and decided to chase the World Tag Team Championship. Meanwhile, The return of the twins in the tag team division could be another sign of Reigns' heel turn in the company. It seems that the Triple H-led promotion has closed all the doors for an OG Bloodline reunion and wants to book Roman as a single star. Considering this, a heel turn is the most likely option to unfold for him in 2026. Roman Reigns, current champion, convinced Eddie Guerrero's daughter to finally enter the wrestling business. The late great Eddie Guerrero's daughter, Sherilyn Guerrero, has officially entered the wrestling business, and she revealed that Roman Reigns, Zilla Fatu, the son of Umaga, and another current champion in WWE convinced her to move forward. On the Hardy Wrestling podcast, Sherilyn Guerrero, the daughter of the late Eddie Guerrero, was a guest, and she revealed the journey that took her to join Booker T's wrestling school, Reality of Wrestling, ROW. ROW has been the launching point for stars like Roxanne Perez and is the home of another major Anoa'i family member, Zilla Fatu. However, Sherilyn Guerrero revealed that she actually never wanted to get into the wrestling business despite the legacy of her family. Eddie Guerrero's daughter revealed how conversations with Zilla Fatu and Roman Reigns helped change her mind, and once she stepped into the ring, she didn't look back. She also revealed that Intercontinental Champion Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio offered to help her in any way they could. This year, I met Zilla Fatu, Roman, and a few other wrestlers who really helped instill in me how wrestling runs in our blood. Especially thinking about his father and my dad, they truly lived wrestling and put their whole hearts into it. After talking things through and getting in the ring at Reality of Wrestling, something just felt right. It felt natural. Learning about legacy and how to carry it forward goes beyond wrestling. It's about character and how you treat people. The more confidence I gain to be my full, authentic self, the more I feel like I belong in this business. There's nothing else I'd rather do. I can't be anything otherwise. Why 30 isn't late at all for Eddie Guerrero's daughter to begin her wrestling career. Some have pointed out that, as Eddie Guerrero's daughter Sherilyn turned 30 years old this year, it might have been too late for her to get into the wrestling business, which many people call a young person's game. However, this perspective lacks nuance, and moreover, history has proven this to be objectively incorrect. While looking at stars like Roxanne Perez, 24 years old, and Javon Evans, 21 years old, one might think that it's ideal to start a wrestling career in one's teens so they can quickly develop and get scouted early on. However, what many fail to realize is that Perez and Evans are outliers. There's a reason why Roxanne Perez is known as the prodigy. In reality, many in modern wrestling hit their peak in their late 30s and early 40s. Some are quick to pick it up, while others are slower in the learning curve. However, to make a case for Eddie Guerrero's daughter, here are some of the names who started wrestling at the age of 30 and over Kurt Angle, Batista, Diamond Dallas Page, Goldberg, Vader, and Shayna Baszler. John Cena's former tag team partner, Rico Constantino, got started at the age of 40+. Thankfully, wrestling stars don't get flack for nepotism the same way that actors in Hollywood, for example, do, which is why stars like Dominic Mysterio and Cody Rhodes are considered an extension of their family's legacies rather than just being there because of their last names. While a last name can certainly help get an entry into the door, Cody Rhodes would tell you that it's far from guaranteed that you will succeed because of it. And perhaps that's the biggest distinction between wrestling and acting, because there is a live and clear reaction that serves as a litmus test for whether one belongs there or not. It's a while away for Eddie Guerrero's daughter, Sherilyn, but the fact of the matter is that she is a part of Reality of Wrestling, which has served as a direct funnel for talent to be signed by WWE. If her talent shines through, then she will go where she is destined to be, whether that's WWE or elsewhere. Either way, it's exciting to think of the prospect of the Guerrero legacy which goes far beyond just Eddie Guerrero, continuing through Sherilyn 2 decades after her father's passing. We wish her the best of luck in her career ahead. Identities of all 30 WWE participants for the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble match accidentally leaked. Is it real or fake? Long road to WrestleMania 42 will begin next month when WWE heads to Saudi Arabia for its 39th edition of the Royal Rumble. This marks the first time the annual premium live event will be held outside of North America. The renowned Kingdom Arena will open its gates once again on January 31st. We're still a little over a month away from the event, but fans can't contain their excitement for the 30-man Battle Royal. Earlier this year, WWE put money on Jey Uso, an underdog who rallied fans in his quest to become the World Heavyweight Champion. The year 2026 will be nothing short of a spectacle. It's a golden opportunity for a WWE superstar to punch their ticket to the main event of WrestleMania. Lately, fans have been buzzing since a document containing the participants for the Men's Royal Rumble match has been making the rounds on social media. The viral image has declared Roman Reigns as the winner, while Sami Zayn is listed as the runner-up in the match. The number 30 spot has been taken by none other than a returning Chris Jericho. WWE is unlikely to address the alleged leak. Hence, fans should take it with a grain of salt, like they do every year when a fake document surfaces online. You can check out the viral post on X below. Roman Reigns is favored to win the 2026 Men's WWE Royal Rumble match. Even though the fan-made card is fake, Roman Reigns is indeed a clear favorite heading into the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. The original tribal chief last won the match in 2015, when he was a polarizing figure. A decade later, he is arguably the biggest babyface on the roster. Roman Reigns teased rekindling an old rivalry with Cody Rhodes in his most recent appearance at Survivor Series, War Games. Should the head of the table win the 30-man Royal Rumble match, a trilogy with the American Nightmare for the undisputed WWE Championship could be on the cards for WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas next year. 3 powerful hints: Roman Reigns is set for dramatic heel turn during WWE comeback in 2026. Recent losses signal frustration. Over the past few months, Roman Reigns has endured a string of defeats that feel unusual for someone of his stature. He fell short in the War Games match and previously suffered a loss to Bronson Reed. For a performer who once dominated the roster as a heel, these setbacks stand out. Reigns thrived when positioned as the ruthless leader of WWE, defeating veterans and asserting his dominance. The frustration of repeated losses could push him back into that role, setting the stage for a heel turn when he reappears in 2026. Heated confrontation with Cody Rhodes. Another telling moment came during the men's War Games match, when Roman Reigns clashed with undisputed champion Cody Rhodes. The face-off was intense, and Reigns made it clear that teaming with Rhodes was over. His words carried weight, hinting that their paths will cross again in a high-stakes World Championship showdown. By putting Rhodes on notice, Reigns signaled that his return will not be friendly. The tension between the two suggests WWE is preparing for a feud that only works if Reigns embraces his darker side once more. The USOs reclaim the tag team spotlight. In Reigns' absence, the USOs have re-entered WWE's tag team division, declaring their intent to chase the World Tag Team Championship. Jey Uso admitted he performs best alongside his brother, and their reunion closes the door on a full bloodline comeback. With the twins focused on their own path, WWE appears ready to book Roman as a singles competitor. Without the family dynamic that once defined his run, the most logical direction is a heel return. Triple H's creative vision seems to favor Reigns stepping back into the role that made him unstoppable. 3-time champion pitched to leave the Vision very soon on WWE. Raw wrestling veteran thinks the Vision is on the brink of losing another member. The Vision has cemented themselves as the leading faction on Monday Night Raw, ruthlessly dismantling opposition and reshaping the brand's hierarchy. The group recently bolstered its ranks by adding Austin Theory to the lineup, following a stunning interference at Survivor Series. However, despite this high-profile acquisition, a wrestling veteran speculates that the alliance may be short-lived. Former head writer Vince Russo believes WWE management might already have a contingency plan to dissolve the partnership if the new dynamic fails to resonate with the audience. Former champion expected to leave the Vision soon. Austin Theory shocked the WWE Universe by revealing himself as the mystery assailant who targeted CM Punk at Survivor Series War Games. This calculated attack allowed Braun Breaker to secure a decisive victory for the Vision, solidifying Theory's position alongside Breaker and his associates. However, tensions have already flared within the group, particularly between Theory and the behemoth Bronson Reed. Speaking on the Russo's brand, Russo suggested that these on-screen frictions might be a deliberate narrative device. He thinks that WWE is testing the waters and has planted the seeds for Theory's removal should the fans reject his inclusion in the stable. Now you have to ask the question, bro. Are they doing it this way so that in case the people *T on Austin Theory and they can get him out of there? That's what it sounds like to me, Russo remarked regarding the visible dissension. Speculation is also mounting that the 28-year-old star remains secretly loyal to his former mentor, Seth Rollins. Since joining the faction, Theory has notably continued to utilize Rollins' signature maneuvers, fueling rumors that he may be operating as a mole. Although he teamed with Reed to defeat CM Punk and Rey Mysterio on Raw, their lack of chemistry suggests that the former United States champion's tenure in the Vision could be coming to an abrupt end. Real-Life Bloodline member marks the beginning of a new chapter. My time, a new chapter begins for a real-life Bloodline member. The Bloodline is one of WWE's most successful and notable factions, stemming from 2021 with Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, the USOs, and with later additions of Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn. However, it's been known that the lore of the group is much deeper, as the majority of the members are actual relatives as part of the anoa'i family, which includes legends like The Rock, Yokozuna, Rikishi, Umaga, and more. While the majority of the Bloodline is in WWE, there are also those wrestling outside the Stamford-based promotion. Samu's son, Lance Anoa'i. The 33-year-old had a short stint in the Stamford-based promotion from the mid to late 2010s, and was even signed to NXT for a while before being released in October this year. Although he has returned to the independent scene since, it seems like the former WWE star has other things in mind. In a recent Instagram post, Lance Anoa'i posted a photo with his cousin and former tag team partner Zilla Fatu, the son of Umaga. In the caption, Lance wrote that despite them having the same roots, he is now entering a new chapter. Lance Anoa'i shockingly betrayed fellow real-life Bloodline member Zilla Fatu. On December 19th, Lance Anoa'i and Zilla Fatu were announced to take on Jeff and Matt Hardy of the Hardys at House of Glory's Winter Warfare in New York City for a chance to win the Hot Tag Team title. In a shocking turn of events, Lance super-kicked his cousin in the middle of the match and delivered a spear before abandoning Zilla in the ring, causing the Hardys to retain the gold, who were also visibly confused at the actions of the 3-year-old 3-time champion pitched to leave the Vision very soon on WWE Raw. A wrestling veteran thinks the Vision is on the brink of losing another member. The Vision has cemented themselves as the leading faction on Monday Night Raw, ruthlessly dismantling opposition and reshaping the brand's hierarchy. The group recently bolstered its ranks by adding Austin Theory to the lineup, following a stunning interference at Survivor Series. However, despite this high-profile acquisition, a wrestling veteran speculates that the alliance may be short-lived. Former head writer Vince Russo believes WWE management might already have a contingency plan to dissolve the partnership if the new dynamic fails to resonate with the audience. Yoa Freeze, former champion, expected to leave the Vision soon. Austin Theory shocked the WWE Universe by revealing himself as the mystery assailant who targeted CM Punk at Survivor Series War Games. This calculated attack allowed Braun Breaker to secure a decisive victory for the Vision, solidifying Theory's position alongside Breaker and his associates. However, tensions have already flared within the group, particularly between Theory and the behemoth Bronson Reed. Speaking on the Russo's brand, Russo suggested that these on-screen frictions might be a deliberate narrative device. He thinks that WWE is testing the waters and has planted the seeds for Theory's removal should the fans reject his inclusion in the stable. Now you have to ask the question, bro, are they doing it this way so that in case the people *T on Austin Theory and they can get him out of there? That's what it sounds like to me, Russo remarked regarding the visible dissension. Speculation is also mounting that the 28-year-old star remains secretly loyal to his former mentor, Seth Rollins. Since joining the faction, Theory has notably continued to utilize Rollins' signature maneuvers, fueling rumors that he may be operating as a mole. Although he teamed with Reed to defeat CM Punk and Rey Mysterio on Raw, their lack of chemistry suggests that the former United States Champion's tenure in the Vision could be coming to an abrupt end. He ain't the same use. Jimmy USO teases bloodline drama with Roman Reigns. Jimmy USO has voiced his concerns about his brother Jey USO following Roman Reigns' return on last week's episode of WWE Raw. The OTC gave Jey an interesting motivational message as the show faded out, and a wary Jimmy stood in the background of the conversation. Jimmy USO: Jey is acting like Roman Reigns. There have already been teasing of tension between Jimmy and Jey USO in recent weeks due to the behavior of the former World Heavyweight Champion. Main event: Jey has shown signs of frustration and hasn't been afraid to take this out on LA Knight, a fellow fan favorite. Jimmy has been concerned about Jey's state of mind in recent weeks, and this will only worsen following the return of the head of the table. Their intriguing exchange on Raw had fans predicting either a heel turn or a new partnership forming. It seems that Jimmy is fearful his brother is losing himself and becoming everything he hated in Reigns during the peak of the Bloodline saga. He spoke on WWE Raw Recap about the situation. He's acting like Roman Reigns. We all three grew up together and we take to heart what Big U says, even the bad though. But I feel like my brother is trying to be exactly that. Jimmy added, I think that he thinks he needs to one-up all of us. I think that's changing him because he's got tunnel vision and it's like he's lost in the sauce. We gotta get him back because it's already took flight. He's already in a different headspace and that's dangerous. Jey has been one of WWE's biggest babyfaces since turning on Reigns in June 2023 and leaving the Bloodline to go solo. He has been a success